All right, just when you thought you had all the AI acronyms down, the world throws another one at you. A2A. This one comes from Google, and it stands for the Agent-to-Agent Protocol. So what is this thing really? And could it be the key to getting different AIs to finally work together like a real team? Let's get into it.
So is this just more tech jargon we have to learn, or is this something bigger? A fundamental shift in how we're going to build with AI. To figure that out, we've got to start with the core idea behind it all. Okay, first things first. To understand an agent-to-agent protocol, we really need to get on the same page about what an agent even is in this context. Because, spoiler, it's not just a fancy chatbot.
Here's the essential idea. Think of an AI agent as having two crucial parts. It's got a brain, that's the large language model, which lets it think and reason about a problem. And then it has hands, a set of tools that let it actually do things in the world. This convo of thinking and doing, well, that's the foundation for everything A2OT is trying to accomplish.
You know, the craziest thing about A2A is how simple it is at its core. It's not some super complex new language. It just boils communication down to a chat. That's it. One agent can send a simple message to another one, almost like you text a friend, to ask it to get something done. Let's look at a really simple example, like booking a flight. You talk to a specialized airline agent. It uses its LLM brain to figure out what you want, then it uses its tools to search and book the flight, and then it just chats you back the confirmation. See? It's a nice, clean, one-to-one interaction. But that's not the big picture, not even close. The real magic happens when you start building a team. Right, so a simple one-on-one chat is one thing, but this is where the whole idea gets, well, really powerful. Let's see how this simple concept scales up into a vision for a whole new way of doing things. This is the big promise. Instead of you having to open one app for flights, another for hotels, and a third for a rental car, you just talk to one single high-level travel agent. And that agent's one and only job is to manage the entire complicated trip for you. So how does it pull that off? Well, the travel agent basically acts like a project manager. It takes your big request, book my vacation, and then it uses the A2A protocol to talk to a whole team of specialists. It says, hey, airline agent, get me a flight. Hotel agent, find a room. Car agent, you know what to do. It delegates the work to the experts. But you can imagine managing that team can get messy. This term, which actually comes from the source material, is just perfect. The multi-agent hairball. It perfectly captures the challenge here, right? The main agent has to figure out who to talk to, what to say, in what order, and tracing all those conversations when something goes wrong, yeah, it can become a real tangled mess. So this vision of an AI dream team is awesome. But let's take a deep breath and do a little reality check. The tech to make this all work smoothly is, let's just say it's in its very early days. So what's the real story with this protocol right now? Okay, let's break it down. On the plus side, you've got these really cool ideas, like an agent marketplace for finding agents and an agent card that's like their digital business card. Awesome. But then the reality. The code is super new. That hairball we talked about, it's incredibly hard to debug. And then there are practical things, like there's no central billing system. That's a huge hurdle if you actually want to build a business on this. And hey, if you need any more proof that this is early stage, check this out. Just to get the sample code from Google running right now, you need to be good with both JavaScript and Python. This is definitely not plug and play yet. This is for developers who really like to get their hands dirty. Now, all this brings up a really important question. A little while ago, the big deal was another protocol, MCP, the Model Context Protocol. So where does A2A fit in with that? Did this new thing just make that old one obsolete? So is it time to toss MCP in the bin now that A2A is here? The answer is a hard, definite, absolutely not. And there's a really good reason why. They just operate on totally different levels. Think of it like this. MCP is like the USB-C port for AI. It's the standard plug that lets you connect tools directly to an LLM's brain. A2A, on the other hand, is the general contractor. It's the one coordinating all the different workers, the agents, who are already using their own tools. And you don't have to take my word for it. This quote, pulled straight from the documentation, says it all. A2A loves MCP. This isn't a competition, it's a partnership. They're designed to work together, each one playing a totally different but equally vital role. So let's just put a bow on it. MCP gives an individual agent its toolbox, its power to act on the world. A2A is the walkie-talkie system that lets a whole team of those agents collaborate. One empowers the individual, the other empowers the team. And that kind of leaves us with one last big thought. The future of AI probably isn't going to be one single gigantic AI that knows everything. It's much more likely to be a world full of specialized AIs, each one an expert in its own little thing. And if that's true, then the biggest challenge we have isn't just making each AI smarter, it's figuring out how to teach them to work together. Protocols like A2A, they're not just some technical detail. They might just be the blueprint for the future of AI teamwork. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.